guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's time-lapse drawing is going to be of a rescue dog called Maddie, and the drawing is just this one right here. So yeah, this is Maddie, and she is a golden chow mix, and she sadly crossed the Rainbow Bridge a few years ago. So the reference photos of her, or the photos that the owner has of her, are pretty old photos, so nothing of really great quality. So because this dog was so dear to the owner, I really wanted to take one of those old photos and I guess turn it into something that's a little more favorable to a small old photograph. So a nice drawing, and then just make it a little more realistic. So obviously the challenges with the reference photo was that it was an old photograph, so you couldn't see any details in the eyes because of the flash, and you also couldn't see details in the collar. You couldn't see any details in the fur. So a lot of these kind of things you kind of have to just know how to place them. So for example, in the reference photo, you can see the different values in the fur. So because you know that it's different values and you know that it's fur, you then automatically know that you're going to have to give it a furry texture. So as long as you have the different values, you'll be able to do the realistic attempt of creating the texture later. So the most important part for you is to have the value. With the dog's eyes, that was a bit tricky because obviously you don't have the eyes there. So all I needed to know from the owner is what color the dog's eyes were, and then I would go and have a look at a bunch of other reference photos with the same sort of colors, and then kind of try and find another dog in the same kind of position or having the eyes in the same kind of way, so that I can get an idea of how to place the highlights and how to place the pupils. Because if you don't place the highlights and the pupils in the right position, then the eyes can look a little cross-eyed. So you're gonna have to keep an eye on that. I think that's the trickiest part. The trickiest part is just getting the eyes right, especially if you can't actually physically see the eyes in your reference photo. The second trickiest part was the collar, because I can't see any details in the collar. I needed to know a little more about it. So the owner told me that Maddie was kind of known for wearing all her funky little collars, and the one that she was wearing in this particular reference was a Halloween one. So if you look closely, you can kind of see the little Halloween pumpkins all around the collar. So just knowing that information helped me to just emphasize on the little pumpkins in the collar and just make some of them look like little Halloween pumpkins. So I needed that information to know what to draw. So having extra knowledge about your reference and having extra knowledge about the animal can help you give it a more realistic effect. So yeah, so those are the three things that I dealt with in this drawing. So the first one was having to use the values as a guide, and then knowing that it's fur, create the texture to make it look like realistic fur. The other thing was trying to do the eyes without having a physical reference, so I just needed to know what the colors were and then try and place them in the best position possible. And the third thing was just the collar. Knowing information about the collar, knowing that it was a Halloween collar, made it easier for me to draw it, and I also focused a lot on those values to give it a little more of a realistic effect, because it's quite a busy kind of collar. So yeah, that's the only things that I had to deal with when I was drawing Maddie. But other than that, I'm very, very happy with how she turned out, due to the fact that the reference wasn't the best kind of quality. At least this drawing will be something special for the owner to hold on to, and at least she can see her eyes. So that's pretty great for me. Anyways, that's enough for now. Next up is just the time-lapse video of how I drew Maddie. So I hope you guys enjoy that, and thank you for watching. Bye!